Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cain Pole, the place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology, lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait, crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cain Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cain Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
That's what I'm talking about. Kiss it.
There you go. See, nice.
Monster. Look at that bad boy. Look at that tough one. Look at that. Yes, look at that. Nice. Look at that. It's another show. Welcome to the Cain Pole Fishing Show. The Cain Pole Fishing Show is brought to you by Lewis Veterinary, Downtown Clinic, Purdy's Coffee, Big Hill and Downtown, and the Paddy Wagon, Irish Pub. Enjoy the show. Your own.
Awesome. Hey, welcome to the Cain Pole Fishing Show. This is Kent Lewis with
Ian Hurd.
Awesome, and we are finally back after a crazy fall break.
A fantastic
last week.
fall break.
It was a fantastic fall break, but we were on fall break last week, so thanks for taking a break away from us and joining us back this week. So, man, we've got a bit of a packed show tonight, but you know what, Ian?
What?
Listen,
What, Ken?
do you know what's special about this package right here?
It's got swim baits in
Okay, it does have swim baits. That's good. What else is really special about this?
They don't make them anymore?
They do make them anymore. That's not true.
Oh, do they?
Yep, they've sold it. They do make Bastrix now. Okay. So for those that like Bastrix swim baits, by the way, guess what? They're back in production very soon. So we'll have them in stock. What's special about these right here? How many of them are there?
7.
How many?
5.
5?
Yeah.
That's exactly how many fish I caught in the 2-day tournament this past weekend. How bad is that? That is awful.
Okay.
That is terrible.
Okay, don't say that. What place did you come in?
It doesn't matter. 4th place. But still,
Okay.
that's as many fish as I caught all weekend.
I'm positive that's more than some people out there.
That's more than you caught.
That's all right.
You had 3.
That's okay.
Anyway,
Hey,
point being,
3 keepers.
3 keepers. You
Plenty of
did,
fish.
but I'm just telling
Yeah.
you, 5 fish. It's been, which leads me to, it's been a super tough last few
Horrendous.
weeks, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just here. It's Chickamauga has been not the typical chick, right? It's been the trifecta series this past weekend. I think it took 9 pounds at Lake Cumberland
on both
over
days.
2 days. No, over 2 days
Yeah.
to cash a check, you know? And
13
so,
won. Or 4. It was like,
20.
What was it?
So, yeah. So, but it was been a really difficult fishing weekend, and I think it's been going on for a few weeks. And I don't know, there's been a lot of just talk about, is it all the pressure that's been happening all year and it's just coming up to that? Is it just the weather? We always know that maybe that August, September, October, that transition time frame is difficult, but at the same time, predominantly in the past years, I was talking to Bradley Roy earlier, and he was saying that, you know, typically October is a pretty good month on Cumberland.
Yeah.
So we
Especially
expect
towards
that
the
to
late
catch some
October.
fish, especially since it's later in the month. And so, but still, it was really difficult. And so it's been difficult at Cherokee, down south, Chickamauga, like we said, Green River. We were at Barron River this weekend fishing the National Bass Trail District Championship. We had 20 boats. I know there's a 45 boat tournament also going out of the same ramp. And when I got back at 3 o'clock on Sunday, or 2:30 our time, which is 1:30 their time, there was 5 boats left in the parking lot. Everybody had pretty much weighed in and gone home.
See you bye.
And it was really tough. And so you know what's interesting about that lake too is the fish didn't seem like that good a shape either.
They were rough, man. They really were. Had spots all over them, like wart-looking things, bleeding.
Yeah.
They were rough.
Yeah. They didn't seem
They
like
looked
they're
like
in the
they
great
had
shape.
diseases.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's just that or if it's just this, like, gosh, the pressure has been so great, over the past few weeks, and it's been, or a few months, I should say. So it's been
Everyone's
quite tough,
fishing.
right? Yeah. So
I mean, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong.
it's a great thing, but while we're doing this, let's talk a little bit about the past tournaments been going on. So congratulations, huge shout out goes to our friend Mike Huff. All right, down there, he's 2 pounds away, man. He was so close. We were rooting for him. Kentucky boy down there fishing Chickamauga, but what amazing to have a 7+ pounder caught on live camera. What a fun piece of video to watch.
That'll be great. He'll keep forever
for a long time. So that was really great. That happened this weekend. Of course, talked about the trifecta classic happened this weekend, the 2-day. So that was a great turnout. I think they had 133 boats. So that was great. That happened, and then of course. The MBT was going on, and the Kentucky Bass Federation State or the semifinal, Kentucky-Tennessee, going on at Green River, which was also a tough bite.
How did that
going on?
out?
I think it ended up being 19 to 20 pounds, won it as
was
well.
That a 2-day?
No, it was a single. But
that's
that's still a good bag, right? But I know that it was tough down there as well. So lots of tournaments going on. Of course, we got the South Central still happening. They'll be coming up this weekend. Do you know of any other tournaments happening? Oh, yes. Pittsburgh Marines Fishing for Missions Tournament will be happening on Saturday the 24th. Goes to a great cause. They raised, I think, over 13 grand last year. Plus for their missions. So certainly, please, I've got flyers here. You can go to Pittsburgh Marines on their Facebook page, sign up there, but do not, make sure we'll be down there for sure. I know I will be. You got to work, but I'll be down there for sure. We'll be fishing that tournament. So I know you want to fish it, but
I do want to fish it.
Somebody's got to run the store, Ian. You can't take off every Saturday to go fishing.
One of these days.
What, when you own the store? Okay, right. All right, so let's see. Fishing for Missions is coming up. We have, I think that's it, and then going into last weekend of October, and I think you've got
on the 31st, I have a cards trail.
The Cardinal Series High School tournament going on at
Green River.
Site
1, I believe.
Yep, Site 1 ramp. So definitely don't forget about that coming up. And of course, the South Central's going out of Conley. And I think there's probably a couple more, but I don't have a full list this week. So I'll work on for next week getting a full list. Hey, guess what?
What?
Guess what other tournament happened this weekend?
What happened?
The Bradley Roy High School Open happened this past weekend as well, out of the dam. And you know what's crazy? Here's a few things. I usually help out.
Yeah.
I was a boat official last year and had a great time. You fished it last year.
Yep.
Fortunately, we were in the same boat for this past weekend. We missed it, but what's awesome about that tournament is that he does a full-blown tournament on Saturday.
Yep.
And then they take do an MLF style event for the top 5 boats on Sunday and take them to,
Random Lake.
Well, Random Lake. That's right. And they don't know where they're going. And they do this they do the whole thing that they get to do on TV, right? Which is super exciting for the high school kids and captain to go compete in that type of environment.
Which they went to Cedar, correct?
They did. They went to Cedar Creek. I was going to save that, but that's okay. They went to Cedar Creek on Sunday.
But let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, that's okay. No, it's cool. So Saturday, there was a bit of a craziness going on with the fog and stuff. But guess what?
What?
You know who could talk about the Bradley Roy High School Open better than anybody else?
Wouldn't be Mr. Roy himself, would it?
It would be.
Really?
And guess what? He's
not
here.
Is he?
He's here.
He's here?
Right here.
Where's he at?
I'm looking at him. He's right there. Right?
I can see him too.
So, guess what? Let's get Bradley on. I'm going to kick you off.
See you, bye.
I'm going to talk to Bradley for a little while, and we're going to talk a little about what he's doing, where's he going, what's his schedule look like in 2021, where's he at, and then a little bit about definitely this high school open and how it went. And it's let's hear it from him.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll be right back with Bradley.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
That's what I'm talking about. Kiss it.
There you go. Say nice.
Nice. Monster. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. Yes, look at that. Nice. Look at that. It's another show. Welcome to the Cain Pole Fishing Show. The Cain Pole Fishing Show is brought to you by Lewis Veterinary, Downtown Clinic, Purdy's Coffee, Big Hill, and Downtown, and the Paddy Wagon, Irish Pub. Enjoy the show. Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cain Pole, the place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology, lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait, crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cain Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cain Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.
Hey, welcome back to the Cain Pole Fishing Show. I have kicked Ian off, and I have welcomed Bradley Roy. Hey, thanks, Bradley, for joining.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, I know that you live, just 45 minutes down in Lancaster, and it's super exciting to have you here. And I know that we had this big high school invitational open.
Yeah.
I say it's invitational. It's not invite only. It's an open. But we had this high school open going on. And so I thought, man, with everything happening with COVID and us pushing it later on the year and, all these other tournaments going on, I thought it'd be an awesome time to have you on and talk a little bit about high school fishing and so forth. So tell us a little bit about how the tournament went.
Yeah, so it went great. This is our 8th time having it. This was the 8th annual Bradley Roy High School Open, and it's grown a lot. I started way back when. The first one was actually on Cedar Creek, and we did a paper tournament on Cedar Creek, because they've got the 20-inch size limit. So we've came a long way from then. We've came a super long way from doing it that way. The tournament grew to a point where I couldn't have it on Harrington anymore. It just got so large. This year we had a little over 160 boats on day one. So we do a 2-day format for those of you that aren't familiar with it. 160 boats day one, and we narrow it down to 5 boats. We move them to a mystery lake, which we go MLF style format. You talked about that. And we would have had probably a record number of boats this year for me. Last year you officialed, you were a part of that event, and we had 203 boats on day one. This year we were in the 160 range, which I still felt like was good, with kind of the whole COVID deal going on. And we actually had somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 boats that were signed up and weren't able to come due to different things, such as their county being in the red, whatever happened there. So that was a little bit of a heartbreaker, just because you like to see that big number of high school students come together and fish a tournament. We try to put on a good tournament, try to have a good opportunity for them. So that was kind of heartbreaking, but to still be able to see in a year such as this, to have 160 boats come together, I still feel like it went pretty good.
Awesome. I heard that. Let's talk about the first day. First off, last year when I volunteered, I helped at the ramp. So if you want to ever have an experience, go help 203 boats, dump their boats and load back on and be down there to help run the ramp, because it is an experience. That is for sure.
It is. And so a lot of what's neat about high school fishing, and I know you know this as well, a lot of those anglers and their parents and the boat captains, some of that's their first event. Some of it's, they're very young and learning how to get a boat in the water. So we try to have a good staff there. Just to get them in quick. And I feel like we do a pretty decent job. We go out of Halcom's Landing there at the dam on Lake Cumberland, and it can accommodate, quite a bit, but 200 boats gets pretty crowded.
Yeah, especially when you're back in, I think that ramp does almost 4, you can almost get 5, but I think 4 boats at a time coming down the ramp. So let's go back to Saturday. You started off and had a bit of a, weather issue going on Saturday morning, which I would assume caused some. It makes your mind race. What are you going to do now?
Yeah, so, anytime you're fishing in the fall in Kentucky, you've got tough fishing anyway. It's the toughest time of year, I believe, in Kentucky to fish. So you got that on your mind anyway. And the morning bite a lot of times is a lot of these for the kids, for the students, it doesn't matter if you're fishing the trifecta or whatever. All those guys have it in their mind. They want to get out there and get that early morning bite. But as often as we have it in Kentucky, we had a really cold night the night before. We had fog, and it seems like to me, I've had a lot of tournaments out of the dam. It just seems like that fog comes up and over the dam. If you fish there, you know what I'm talking about, and it just sets in right there in front of Indian Creek and right there around the dam. So we had a fog delay, and I hate it. I hated it we ended up having about a 2-hour fog delay. I extended the tournament an hour, so we didn't lose all of it. I don't want to send them out in an unsafe manner. It's not worth, no tournament's worth that. So, but the problem is, it looks dark, it looks foggy. All this is going on. Well, as soon as the fog lifts, it's bright sunshine. And you know what happens on Cumberland with bright sunshine. Yeah. It's already tough. And that really I think these high school anglers are back against the wall to try to catch 5 bass in a shortened down tournament with super bluebird skies.
Well, and as you know, Cumberland, it's not a small lake.
No.
So you can run, and I know there's a lot of anglers I even spoke to that wanted to make a big far run. But when you don't blast off till 10, you got to consider, is it worth a 45-minute, 50-minute, hour run back and forth, which is 2 hours of running when you only have a limited set of time to fish now?
Sure.
So you kind of take even just for them, what is your mind doing if you were out there fishing thinking, hey man, I'm on a 2.5 hour delay. Let's say we're going to Fishing Creek, right?
Yep.
Or I'm going all the way to Burnside, and I'm on fish there.
Yep.
And I'm ready to go. Do you make the run and take the risk, or do you?
That's a hard call, and I know we talked about some of the same anglers that had that, that I felt like we're going to catch fish in that tournament that stayed close to the dam and ended up not hardly catching anything. It's a hard decision. I mean, it's the question of the tournament, and for me in the fall when it's tough, I would always probably still try to make the run, because my theory is I would rather fish around the fish for an hour than to fish somewhere I don't have confidence in fishing for 6 hours. Right. So even if I only get an hour's worth of fishing time, of course they were going to get more than that, but I would have probably took the chance, knowing that the weights were going to be low, it was going to be tough. But that's a question they have to play in their own mind. And so some of them probably made a run, some of them probably didn't, and we saw that play out.
Yeah, I think that it goes to show that some of the best anglers in the world have to have that ability to change on the water.
Yep.
And I think some of the guys that go on these hot runs, Wheeler, all of them that are fishing in the top 5 constantly, they're hot, just like somebody shooting 3-pointers or anything else. Yep. They get hot and they're constantly making the right decisions over and over and over and over.
But fishing is never the same every day, and that's what's neat. That's why I like running a 2-day tournament in this deal. I'm kind of exposing these anglers to having to deal with different bodies of water in one weekend. Plus, you just got to make decisions differently when you fish multi-day tournaments. And like you talked about, all these anglers that get on a hot streak and stay on a hot streak, they're having to make decisions on the fly, because I promise you, they're not able to fish the same. It's very rare you're able to fish the same pattern, the same bank, the same bait all 4 days of a competition or multi-day competition. So you got to adapt on the fly.
I'm going to pause there for just a second. If there's anybody watching that wants to ask some questions about high school fishing, anything around the high school open, what just happened there, got questions, or you want to talk to or ask Bradley just a question in general about anything.
Scott Boland says, ask him about his jump shot.
Scott Boland was actually my high school basketball coach, and maybe if I'd had a better coach, I would have had a better jump shot. No, I'm just kidding. His claim to fame, throw him a little out there. His claim to fame, we went to Cumberland one time and only caught 1 bass that day, and he caught it. So his claim to fame is.
Oh, has he beat you?
He beat me one time.
And he'll never do it again, will he?
No, he'll never do it again, but he'll never let me live it down.
That's right.
Yep.
Fair enough. So if you do have any questions, post them there. We'll answer them live right here. So we finished up Saturday. And I think there was a big bag. I think we got pictures, right? Do we have a picture of all the boats that were there?
I showed it.
Shot. Okay, great. Oh yeah, okay. I didn't tell you. So there's another picture, I think, of that same day. Guys holding up a nice bag of fish that came in. I think they were from Trigg County, I believe. And then, so let's talk about the second day. You took the top 5 boats that came in with their weight, right? And you took them to Special Lake, which I think Ian dropped the hammer a little bit early in this show, but they went to
Cedar Creek.
Cedar Creek. They didn't know until when?
They didn't know till that morning, till they, so the night after the tournament, we had a meeting with the top 5. I got them together. I handed them a piece of paper. We provided them rooms at the state park, at the state dock lodge there. So we had all that taken care of. I told them what time to meet me in the morning, and then we rolled out. They followed me to the venue. I try to do it like an MLF style cup format, if you've ever watched that, because I want this to be, number one, a cool experience for them, but I also want to see of these high school fishermen who's the best. I mean, who can adapt, who can figure something out on the fly.
Right.
What was interesting about it is out of those teams, out of the 5 teams that went to Cedar Creek, so when they finally figured out we were going there, I asked them, I said, how many of you actually been to Cedar Creek? And only one team, the St. X team, had been there maybe just a few times. So there was really no hometown advantage like there would have been if there had been a Garrett County or a Lincoln County team involved in that. So you really got to see 5 teams that went out there and just broke down Cedar Creek on the fly as high school anglers. And that's cool for me to watch.
Right. So they show up to the venue. You put in at the dam ramp?
Yeah, we put in at the dam.
Okay, so you put in there, and then do they have 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to go scan the lake like normal and all that?
I tried to get on about 30. With what ended up happening, we ended up getting about 20 minutes. I gave them 20-minute ride around time. So they can go do anything during that period they want to besides fish. So graph, idle, eat, tie on baits, whatever they want to do. And then at the end of that 20 minutes, they go lines in and it's game on. And we fished 2 periods with a halftime in between, 30 minutes. During that halftime, they had to come back to the ramp. And the whole time I'm doing it Facebook Live, we're filming it, and we're doing a live score tracker the whole time too. So at any moment there was a fish caught, all those anglers knew when a fish got caught. They could ask where they were at the standings anytime. So tried to do it as similar as we could to an MLF style format. And what I've noticed doing this 2 years now is to watch. I've felt the emotions that you go through when a score tracker update comes in, because then
right.
what's going on. To watch it 2 years in a row now, to see the emotions change, I mean, how they cast change and everything. When that score tracker goes off, it just totally messes with these anglers. And it's so much fun for me to watch because it's hard to keep your composure. Fishing's so mental anyway. You know that. Everybody knows that. Fishing knows that. So then when you get an update that a team just passed you and knocked you out of first, it's a lot of fun to watch that. For a spectator especially.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool.
Not so much for the first place team.
Man, they hate it. Yeah.
Hey, I got to say this. So my junior, Ian, who's on here, right? We have a Madison Central bass coach, Troy. He messes with him every single tournament that we're in. So he sends in picture of big fish and say we're on them. He'll send a picture and just mess and said, hey, we're on them, and I hope you guys got them today. And he consistently does it on purpose, right, just to aggravate him. And I'm sitting in the boat with him, and I tell him to quit doing it because it keeps eating him up. Yeah. Because you don't know if it's true or not, right? And so with MLF, though, you definitely know what's happening.
Absolutely.
So they get 20 minutes right around, game on, halftime, they're fishing. Some things you told me when we were talking was that you were impressed. It was windy that day.
There we go.
And these guys were not, most of the boats, you said all 5, were not missing their spots. They were constantly casting down the bank.
Yeah, so, and we even talked about, maybe what could middle school, high school anglers do to improve their fishing, and everybody wants to reach out and try to get more information on Lake Cumberland. If they're going to Lake Cumberland, they want to talk to the best anglers on Lake Cumberland, and that's good. You can learn a lot that way. But what I've noticed, I've done the MLF style format twice. So those anglers that come out of 200 boats or 160 make the top 5, they're good anglers. There's no doubt. And what I've been impressed with 2 years in a row is the mechanics, the skills that those guys have, those students have to be high school anglers. And I talked about the ones you mentioned. They were going out on where the roadbed comes out on Cedar Creek. It goes out in the lake. There's some timber there, and they were flipping it. Wind blowing from the south about 15 miles an hour. They're struggling to keep their boat running the trolling motor, and they're pitching jigs. Never missed a spot pitching. And I was just thoroughly, kind of impressed with them and every other angler. I mean, there's some of them skipping buzz baits under the trees at Cedar Creek. We've all been to Cedar Creek. We know how hard that place can be to fish,
right,
to get your bait around there. So my point being is if you work on your mechanics, that shows you where that can get you as an angler, because that no doubt to me makes a difference in your fishing ability, is being able to put that bait consistently over and over where it needs to be.
And before we get to you talking about your future and where you're going, we had the bass coaches on a few shows ago and just interviewed talking about where we're going to go next in bass fishing, who can join, do I have to have this big 21-foot boat with the power poles and all this to go? And so it's just, what do we do there? And I think what I'm hearing too, which you bring up a really good point, that if I just went out and just practiced flipping in a bucket, and I did this, and I just kept flipping and practicing hitting spots and being time on the water, that's just as not, if more important than actually what boat you're fishing out of.
Absolutely. So the team that won, they won out of an 18-foot boat. There is, to me, is that important? Do I love my 21-foot Triton? Absolutely. Is there times that it helps me? Absolutely. But there's times, too, that it's negligible, that I think really and truly an 18-foot bass boat will catch bass just as good as a 21-foot bass boat. And that's what's cool about the MLF Cup format as well. You see us fish out of 18-foot boats, and these guys will catch them just as good. A lot of times that bigger boat is really a creature comfort thing. We like it because of the big water, things of that nature. But really fishing Harrington, Cumberland, Cedar Creek, Willow Green, all these other places around here, man, you can get by with a smaller boat. You don't have to have that. Your focus really should be on your skills as an angler and learning these bodies of water, doing your homework, and then worry about the boat when you can afford it. Worrying about upgrading your equipment as you can afford it.
So I'm a middle schooler, 9th grade, 10th grade. I love fishing. I'm bass fishing. I don't know much about bass fishing. And we all know, like I've taken a couple guys this past year, they don't know. And I took them out to Cumberland, and I'm sitting here talking about reels and rods, and they're just like, I had no idea that it was this involved.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people don't know that it is really involved. There's a lot to it. So what is your best advice? The Obermans were here, Will and Clay, and they were here, which right now I want to give a shout out to them and the Chandler Break, and I think it's Justin, I apologize. They are at the Bass, they qualified, and they're at the Bassmaster National High School Championship down on Kentucky Lake. Right, ton of boats down there, so good luck to you guys. But the Obermans were here, and they were just talking about how they were playing baseball at 9th grade. And then he was like, man, I fell in love with fishing, and I went to a tournament, I knew this is what I wanted to do, and all I did was eat up with it. I watched video after video about techniques and how you do this, and maybe I should try this on a bluff wall, or if you tried to do this. And what is your best advice for these high school kids coming up, right, that they could do to just prepare to get better? So, besides time on the water, we all know that.
Sure. Well, and I mean, that's part of it, is do what you can. So you're talking about them. Obviously, what I have and what anglers have now that probably you didn't have growing up and some other people is YouTube and these great videos out there, instructional videos they can get. So if you need to learn how to tie a new knot, man, you just jump on YouTube and I do the same thing. I do it 100 times a year. But so that's a good advantage. What I mean by do what you can. So I think a lot of times people get worried about having the best equipment, the best baits, all that stuff. But my thing is buy what you can afford. Go to farm ponds, go fish off the bank at Cedar Creek, go fish off the bank at Harrington, go wherever you can and learn what you can. And what I'm trying to get at is every time a bass bites your lure, whether you realize it, whether I realize it, we learn something. And I try to preach that. I've talked to a lot of high school teams, and I said instead of the next time you catch a 5-pounder, let's go to Cumberland. Let's say you catch a 5-pounder the next time you're down there. Instead of being excited, screaming, hollering, taking pictures and all that stuff, think about how you got that bite and what caused that fish to bite. Did your crankbait bump off the stump that time when you got it? Because a 5-pounder doesn't bite stuff by happenstance. There was a reason that fish has gotten that big. So try to analyze that. And if you're in a farm pond, you can learn a lot about a bass, because a bass is a bass no matter where they are. If it's New York, Kentucky. So my thing is get out there. It's no different than if somebody wanted to tell me to be a better basketball player, man, I'll put a basketball in my hand and go dribble it. So get it. If it's a farm pond, if it's a creek, wherever it is, get some bites. That builds your confidence. Learn how to flip. If it's too cold to go fishing, start flipping in a bucket, because all that's just going to build up your confidence and your mechanics and everything to make you a better fisherman. That's my, because not every person has the same ability to go to Lake Cumberland every weekend or go wherever. Just do what you can.
It's funny you bring up the pond, because even like Reba, which is, by the way, going on right here behind us, but if you even go to Reba, there's like grass there. There's actually an offshore channel there.
Yep.
And you can go get confidence fishing offshore, because I know a lot of people they feel like they're just fishing the ocean.
Yep.
And you got to learn that the points and the humps that you're fishing on the bank, they're actually the same thing underneath.
Yep.
And you got to learn to say, hey, there's a point there, there's a hump there. And so you can go out here just to this pond and try to get some confidence fishing in the middle, so that when you go to the Cumberlands or the Green Rivers or Kentucky lakes, or where they have offshore a lot, that you can go down there and fish that.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and that's the thing. We don't have a lot of lakes, especially big lakes with grass. And that's something I struggled on tour when I first started meeting these big grass giant lakes. I'm talking about like Gunnersville and places that had this huge grass. I was kind of scared of it because I hadn't been around it. But what I didn't realize is we've got several small lakes right here around us. Cedar Creek, we talked about Reba's got it, where you can get comfortable. They may not have the same grass, but it's kind of the same principle of how fish set up in it. And you can get comfortable before you try to go on and take on other grass. So you can expand Kentucky. We're blessed in Kentucky. You can really expand your knowledge of how to catch a bass and how to catch them around different things just on these small lakes around here.
Well,
you don't need a big boat for that.
We had customers come in the other day and they were like, man, I was down fishing Cumberland and I had no idea what to do. It was 30 foot of water. And I'm like, well, that's easy. Because I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy, but I know how to fish 30 foot of water. Yeah. They're like, and I've never fished it. I'm used to fishing 5 foot of water, and I have no idea what to do. So, hey, what's going on? Do we have any questions, by the way?
Yeah. Somebody said Clarence Belcher.
Yeah.
Said he was proud of his girl Autumn Belcher for catching a big one at 4:43 for 11th place.
She did.
Got 11th place on a very tough Cumberland. We talked about that. So I mean, to finish 11th out of 160 boats or so, that was a big deal.
I think that might have been a PB for her. Is that what you said? Personal best? Is that what? There was a Cumberland PB for her. I think she announced that on Facebook.
I mean,
I follow her.
A 4-pound bite down there is golden right now.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's
absolutely.
Yeah. Somebody says Team Oberman.
Yep.
Team Oberman.
Yep, of course.
I think it was your buddy Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're down. They're from Garrett County.
Yeah.
So, hey, what's up with you next year? What's your season's over? You got a couple opens or anything, or? So
I'm pretty much done. I'll have the USA Cares tournament that we'll run in December on Lake Cumberland, so that's a cool event if you want to come out and fish that. But other than that, I'm just getting ready for next year. The Bass Pro Tour will get started, I think, in February, or I can't remember exactly the date. But yeah, just looking forward to getting started back with that again. Of course, we had seemed like a really weird year. We were off for a while because of COVID, and then we jammed them all into a couple months, and we were done early. It was kind of interesting. I do have one cup, MLF Cup, I'm going to be filming in January, so excited about that. But other than that, just excited about getting a new boat and getting into
let's talk. Oh, you do have a new boat coming, don't you?
Yeah, I do have a new boat coming, so I'm excited about that. Just ordered my Mercury today and to get all that on there. So
is it purple?
No, my new boat will not be purple. Actually, the boat I'm selling right now is purple. So
it is. It is. I know. Hey, my boat came from his dad. So what am I going to say? Okay. It was his dad. It didn't even have the depth finders on it yet. And I literally looked at it and said, "I'm buying your boat." And he said, "You know what he said?" He goes, "No, you're not." And I said, "You will sell anything." And he goes, "Yeah, you're right, I will." So I said, "Right up."
Purple's my favorite color on a boat. I don't know why. I wouldn't choose purple anywhere else in the world, but on a boat, I love it.
Yeah, it is. You're correct. So December 12th, we're a sponsor for that.
Yep.
Actually, Cain Pole, and I'll be down there fishing. So a little bit about that tournament. Talk about a little about USA Cares, and then.
So USA Cares, just real quick, is a nonprofit organization that benefits post 9/11 veterans and their families. Great organization. They take care of the people that take care of us. And so me trying to figure out a way to help them out, we run 2 tournaments a year. We do the one on Harrington, which is a nighttime tournament. We've already had it. And then we're hosting the one on Cumberland. We had that tournament in October for years, or for a few years, and we've actually moved it now. Last year was the first time to December, because those hardcore guys at Cumberland, they love to fish in winter. They don't care if it's 10 degrees. They're going to fish. Plus, the fishing gets better in December. That's one unique thing about Cumberland is the best it fishes all year is when it's the coldest. So that's going to be a cool tournament. If you've already shot your deer and you're not deer hunting anymore and you want to come down with us, come down, because it's a great payout tournament, but we're also going to give back to our veterans too. So I think last year it took 20 pounds to win. I don't expect it to be any different.
No, awesome. I think it's funny you said that, because October, November, obviously here we're deer season, and a lot of fishermen here are hunters, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I can't book a tournament on deer season opening and muzzleloading season and all this stuff. I can't do that. And then you'll see the tournaments go down, and then they'll ramp right back up. So awesome. Well, hey man, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hey, Larry,
I really appreciate it.
I just wanted to thank you, Bradley, for all the work you're doing with high schools and kids.
Thank you. We enjoy it.
And,
we love
Clarence
it.
Belcher said the same thing.
Yep. Thank you.
Awesome.
And Autumn said this was her last year fishing.
So she's a senior?
Yeah.
She was so close.
Yeah.
Great tournament.
Hopefully, where's she going to go to school? Hopefully she'll come back. Figure out, she's going to college. She's going to fish somewhere. So awesome. We'll be right back.
Hold on, man. You don't
Oh, sorry. I did not give our producer any time.
There's no
Right? No segue. Sorry. I'll do it this way. Hey, Bradley, thanks for being on the show. We'll be right back.
Oh, there he is. There he is. That's what I'm talking about. Kiss it. There you go. Say nice. Nice. That's a monster. Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. Yes, look at that. Nice. Look at that. It's another show. Welcome to the Cain Pole Fishing Show. The Cain Pole Fishing Show is brought to you by Lewis Veterinary, Downtown Clinic, Purdy's Coffee, Big Hill and Downtown, and the Paddy Wagon, Irish Pub. Enjoy the show. Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cain Pole, the place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology, lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait, crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cain Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cain Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.
Hey, welcome back.
That wasn't very nice.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Welcome
to kick
back.
me off.
Oh, to kick you off? Well, you know, it was okay.
It was actually fantastic.
It
Bradley
was good.
did a great job.
Yeah, he did a great job, and how great to have him so close, you know. And we've got others. Like I want to get Mike on the show. I just talked to Rex, and so I'm really tomorrow I'm going to chat to him. So I'm really hoping to get him up here eventually and do something with us. I mean, I love these local guys.
Yeah,
for sure. It's great. So we got some new stuff to talk about.
What we got?
And then we've got our education session.
Edumacation
session with Randy, and then yeah. So
I want to talk about that.
You want to talk about
I
this?
like that. Yeah.
You do? Hey.
I think this might be my new rod. Possibly.
Okay, let's talk about some new stuff. So listen, we talk a lot of bass stuff.
Boogie bass.
And we talk a lot of catfish stuff too.
Yeah.
But you know what we should talk about a little bit is that
the crappie boogie.
You know, listen, and I'll talk a little bit of the show, but check this out. These are super cool.
That's actually extremely nice.
These are the Zepco Rome rods. They come in.
I really like the one painted like Lake Reba. It's cool.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. I knew that was, yeah.
So, anyway, let me get this
go
pink
ahead and
one.
break it.
Right? So, this pink one. So, they come in green, pink, and orange. And they've got the kind of the wind grip action going on.
Yeah, the wind grip is actually nice.
They're great, man. They're a two-piece rod, easy to travel with, great rod. They run $39.99.
That's it?
That's it, man.
Dude, that's smooth.
And they're cool, man, aren't they? And so don't break it, okay? But anyway, we just got these in. We'll have some more definitely in spring. But if you're looking for a great,
easy to travel,
you know, yep. If you're looking for a great fall fishing or Christmas present for sure, Black Friday kind of deal, we got some stuff coming up. We're gonna do a Black Friday special.
Little Black Friday deal.
Ooh, that's coming up, but shh, can't talk about that yet. Anyway, so we just got these in orange, pink, green, super cool Zepcos.
Yeah.
And I think this is it's important, right? Because this is what a lot of kids get into fishing, and not even just kids. I mean, maybe you don't fish a whole lot. And it's not like a huge thing for you like we do, and so you just want a simple rod and reel that's easy. And there's nothing wrong with these. They're great and super easy to use, and we're welcome to take you through it and show you how to do them. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the Zepco 33 is pretty awesome, man. So we're excited about those. Okay, you gotta let go of it, dude.
Hey, somebody wants to know.
Yeah, sure. Questions, love them.
When are you guys going to come to Wisconsin to ice fish?
We would. Is that an open invitation?
Blake Yunker.
Oh, Blake!
I want to go.
He is related right?
I want to go.
So Blake is my sister-in-law's brother. Right? And so we've got to come up and...
Is that an invite for me too, or am I getting thrown out?
Nope, you're out again. Right? I like kicking you out.
See you, bye.
Yes.
There's $39.99
Yeah.
for the rod and reel.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Comes with line
it.
and everything.
She's never been fishing.
Colleen should buy one. Right?
Just saying.
She'd probably want one all decorative, you know, and
All blinged
do a lot
out.
of things, blinged out and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Something we didn't mention
Something.
when we
Yeah.
were talking about tournaments.
Sure.
Sorry to get us off.
No, that's okay.
Pittman, the big show, whatever, November 6th and 7th. It's like $100 per boat, $10,000 first place prize.
Pittman.
Yeah. Someone go to the comments for me, would you?
I think
I was swiping
there
through
is
the
a
comments.
NTBA Skeeter Series tournament on Lake Cumberland.
It's
On November 6th
at
and 7th.
Hockham's. That's I just saw.
Oh wait, yeah, I did see something about that. Hold on.
Yeah, I was reading comments.
Outpost.
Anglers.
That's NTBA.
Anglers. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry, I
the
said
Anglers
Pittman.
Outpost. I know, I'm fishing it. So this is the NTBA November 6th and 7th
Series?
Skeeter
Okay.
Series. All right, that's happening. That's the Fall Classic. What's interesting about the Fall Classic is because of COVID, all the tournaments weren't fished, and so you don't have to fish all those tournaments to qualify, so it's going to become an open. So that's an open invitation.
Blake said
to go there. Oh, Blake, what are you doing?
I appreciate you very much.
Anyway, okay, so a couple of other new things. Back to a little bit of travel things.
Let's get us under
Shimano
our
has
desk.
actually redone their backpacks and their bags. These are called the Baltic Series. What's really cool about this backpack?
Is that my
right?
demo?
Yeah, you can demo it, okay? Man, it's got a ton of room up front. It's got zip-out bags. So if you don't want to do these zip-out bags, like these bags come out for your plastics or anything else, but if you don't want to do them, you just pull them out. You have this
Dang.
whole section, okay?
Three
and so once-
3600s in this
So
one.
once you have this, you got a front pocket. You've got kind of a nice line. There's a couple of line bags in here as well.
That's awesome.
That you can put your line in. Over here, right, is just tools and so forth. And then in the middle, what I consider the co-angler bag. So this co-angler bag, right, really is basically you open up and it can carry 3 3700 size boxes. So what's nice about this, you should be able to, as a co-angler, especially in like the BFLs or anything like that, you should be able to get all of your co-anglers, you know, your tackle and everything in this size bag.
You don't have a giant.
Like yours that you carry in the boat.
It's today call out, Ian.
I mean, I'm
So-
just saying, you bring in a massive Cabela's bag that's
You know
like
what?
got 17 boxes in
You
it
know what? Listen, next
with
tournament,
19 rods.
next tournament,
Yeah.
I'm not bringing a rod and reel. I'm fishing
Hey,
everything with you. How about that?
Seriously, on the back, it's all padded. It's nice. I've got one of the older models, but I carry there's a smaller one that's a pond bag that carries the 4 3600s in it going to the front, and I like it a little bit better as going to the ponds and things like that. But these
This one
have
can carry
been
436.
awesome, right, for going to the pond on as a backpack, right, and so forth. So definitely come check out the new bags. Hey, Ian, you
Yes,
mentioned
sir.
something earlier, and I wanted to talk about this. These are the Bastrix hollow body swim baits.
Yes.
They were made. They're super cool.
Fantastic kick in the tail.
They do. They are really neat. And so one of the things that happened last year is that they had a little bit of some manufacturing issues that they came out and they weren't more the fat, what they call the
Fat minnow.
Yes, sorry. Thanks for clarifying that. So you're right. So they were called the fat minnow, but they weren't really fat, right? They were really thin. So they weren't like the traditional, similar to like these are really thin. So anyway, it has been. We are super excited to say, right, that it is. It is being. It was sold. They are going to be remanufacturing the Bastrix swim baits. So stay tuned. As these will be coming back in.
What color is that?
I can't say. I believe this
is a beautiful color.
number 1. So this is the blue and gold. It's got a blue shimmer to it. It's pretty cool in it.
Hey, Claire's supposed to know the price of both those bags. You just showed those Shimano.
This one
Are you
is.
willing to do that?
This one is $79.99.
Yep, and I believe this one runs, the co-angler bag runs $149.99 retail.
Black Friday, they're going to be cheaper? I don't know.
Yeah, but also they are high school fishermen. So,
Yeah, so high school.
if you present your card, you get your nice high school discount here at the Cane Pole, by the way. So, yep, certainly. One of the other things, holy smokes!
Holy smokes!
What happened?
Drop the floor, hide the mic. Oh, Lord, what's happening?
We just got invaded in our studio.
Oh, my God.
Right, and I'm not even sure what to say,
Where
but
did they come from? The
I don't
ceiling?
know. But they
I
just
think
showed up,
dropped out of the
and they
ceiling
have
tiles.
invaded our space, and it is the Purdy's Coffee Girls,
Oh, no.
right? Some of my favorite people.
How did we get reeled into this?
Oh my gosh, what is happening? Holy smokes!
Thanks for having us, Kenton.
You're welcome. What are you all doing?
Well, we have the day off work today, and we're just enjoying Lake Reba. Golly, I'm so glad that we have the day off together.
I know.
So who even are ya?
Well, thanks for asking. My name is Lindsay Hopenheim. I go to Eastern Kentucky University where I major in English and Communication Studies, and I've been a barista at Purdy's Coffee Company for 2 years. Now tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name's Marissa. I go by MJ these days. I've also been a barista at Purdy's for a little over 2 years. I'm a graduate student at EKU studying occupational therapy.
Well, Marissa, since we have the day off, what do you think we should do with all of our free time?
You know, being out here at the beautiful Lake Reba is just making me want to go fishing!
Woo! Let's go to the cane pole and pick up some gear.
Sounds great! Wait, do you have any idea how to fish?
No!
Me either! Hopefully the friendly staff at the cane pole will help us out. Let's go shopping!
Oh my goodness. We have been invaded by the Purdy's Coffee Girls. What did you all bring back?
How did you all get behind that same desk?
Kenton!
We got some great things to buy.
We really have no idea what any of this is except for, made by Maris Granola! A great fishing snack made by Maris.
Kim wouldn't give me any of that.
Favorite Instagram to follow.
At Made by Maris.
Hey, might I say, that granola is a fantastic snack. You can purchase it here at the Cane Pole. It's homemade by the MJ herself.
Wow.
Okay, so definitely come by and buy some granola. It's going to be here, right? Soon? Several bags? Yes?
Soon.
Awesome. So I had it as a snack on the boat, and you didn't get any because I wouldn't share it. Anyway, so what did you all get if you're going fishing?
Well, we
You
definitely
tell us.
need this.
Well, okay, Ian, go ahead, tell them.
Crickets.
Yep, what does that do?
So basically, if you come in, you get this. Ask for crickets. I'll go back and we sell crickets by the tube or half a tube.
So you put crickets in here,
Yeah.
all right, close
And
it
then-
up, and then when you want a cricket,
You just open this little doohickey right here,
and shake one out,
And
and
one-
put it on your hook.
and then
Do
you
you
hook it.
buy the crickets?
You buy the crickets
Yeah.
here. We sell crickets
sell
here at the
crickets.
Cane Pole.
I'm gonna need
We got it all here.
out.
Awesome. Okay, we'll do
Next.
that. What's next?
Well, I saw this can of garlic, and Lindsay loves a little garlic.
That is not the type of garlic that you need to enhance your food or granola with.
You want to try to tell
Okay,
the story?
so, sure, go ahead and tell the story, Ian, about the garlic. By the way, this is Spike It Garlic.
Fantastic
It's-
product.
It is, and they make more, just to educate you guys on more, they make more than garlic. They make pure crawl. They make anise. They make also shad.
Dipping low.
They make sip and dip,
a-
all kinds of
a
stuff.
tin.
So anyway, welcome to Spike It. This is garlic. What's your story, Ian? Tell
So
us.
basically, I was at Cumberland 3 weekends ago, something more than that, fishing the KBN, and I was using this to spray on my plastic. And after the tournament, I was spraying another plastic because we were going to go back out and fish after, so we stopped at Conley Bottom to get some lunch after the tournament. So I sprayed my bait and picked up a slice of pizza and didn't put 2 and 2 together, and
So you did put some garlic on your food. That's how it works.
it wasn't good, but
Yes, we got the animation going on right here. Anyway, awesome, girls.
Next.
Okay, what's next?
Well, sometimes you're on the the boat, and maybe there's someone sketchy, and you gotta give him a whack, right?
No, you do not hit people on the boat.
As much as you want to.
As much as you might want to.
Yeah, don't hit me.
This is a tournament board. So as you know, that fish have to be a certain length to either keep legally, to eat, or in our case, tournament
to weigh in.
So like, for instance, this weekend, our spotted or Kentucky bass had to be 12 inches, largemouth had to be 15, and smallmouth had to be 18.
Slot. This
is where you typically have an 18-inch ruler. However, if you do go to to Dale Hollow, right, or to Cedar Creek, your fish must be 20 inches or 21 inches above. So you need to get the 22-inch golden rule, not the 18.
You probably need that one.
Pro tip. Not for Reba, you will be just fine. Okay?
All right, we'll
awesome.
take it.
What's next?
Next up, a stick jacket.
Yes,
It was pink. That's why.
It's so awesome that you brought the stick jackets because they're some of my favorite people.
Yeah,
I saw them at the Pittman Creek show just a few weeks ago, so I'm sure Mike and them are watching, but they always watch, so you can say hi to Stick Jacket. So this is basically, you grab this and you slide it, it's basically like a rod sock for your fishing rod. So you slide over top of your fishing rod to protect it.
Like right over there.
That's a spinning rod cover, that one. So,
I know, I have one
but
right
you
there.
can basically you put it over top of your rod so none of your line comes out and all that. So most of the tournament fishermen buy rod socks, but you need a rod and reel for this,
Okay.
which you did not get yet. Oh, you want those?
Pink one.
Awesome. You want the
We
pink
have
one?
another pink one if you
Awesome.
don't want pink.
That's right. Awesome. Oh my goodness. All right, what's next?
Our last product. Sometimes on the boat, Marissa gets a little bored, so I like to bring her some coloring books. And here are some kohl markers specifically to color with.
Oh my gosh. Not markers as in like ink markers. Okay, the wrong thing. Anyway, these are Berkeley Kohl markers.
Kohl tags.
Kohl tags. So let's say that you only have to weigh in 5 fish, right? Which is most tournaments are. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, basically you can designate your smaller fish. Right? Let's say you catch a 6th one, it's bigger than one of your small ones. You take the bigger fish in and you pull the smaller fish out and dump it out, and that's called culling.
See you bye.
And so you can use the colors to designate, hey, my next smallest fish is the gray one, so I know the gray. So if I catch a bigger fish that's bigger than the gray one, then I'll throw it out. Right? And so you keep culling your fish until you get your 5 big fish. So they are not coloring markers.
They
are culling markers. Right? But nice.
Thank you.
Very good.
Well,
hey, before you go, we do want to say huge thanks to Purdy's Coffee. They're one of our sponsors.
Great people.
We're there. I'm there almost every morning. Great friends with the family, and I know you two have been there for over 2 years. And I love you guys. Like, I've seen you like millions of times. Right? You love to play and dance and roll call and do all kinds of stuff, and it's great to have you guys here. So huge shout out to Purdy's Coffee for helping us here at the show and being great friends of ours. Robert Purdy and I won the Trooper Van Hook tournament a couple of years ago, and so it's definitely been a fun venture with them. So super excited to have them on board. So hey,
they make fantastic smoothies.
Ready to fish now.
You ready to fish?
Let's go fishing.
Let's go to Lake
Thank
River.
you guys for busting in. I didn't even know you were coming.
I know, it was a show.
I said come to the show one night, and then boom, here you are.
How did they get in the ceiling to drop out?
I know, they just dropped right out of the ceiling. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming in. Wow. What a surprise. That was awesome, man. Seriously, we have such a good time there and such good friends of ours. And hey, listen, on the granola for sure. So that's homemade granola from my friend MJ. I'll have some. I took some on the boat this past weekend. It's delicious, so come by.
I wouldn't
you can
know
buy
how it
some
tastes,
here.
but-
You would know because I didn't let you have any. So we got another. I don't know how much time we got left, but we don't have much. So let's do this. I want to talk a little bit about some baits we got in and so forth. And so, do what?
I already have nicknames. Baristas for bass.
Baristas for Bass. Awesome, man. They're cool, man. If you want some really good coffee, man, go ask for MJ or Lindsay. They're awesome, okay? But there's a lot of awesome baristas there, by the way. Eli, Miles, Kara, Rachel. They're naming all the names. Libby. I know them, a lot of them. I just go, hey, kid, I go. So anyway, hey, listen, baits, some new baits. I don't know if we've talked about these before. If we have, I apologize, but we got some new ones in. One of the things I'm super excited about is talk about Nico baits. I found one of my customers that come in and said, hey man, I found these awesome, like, some people call them Grampuses or Grampus, whatever.
Grampus.
Yeah, Grampuses, but these are called Helgramites. They're in the creek, you know, and so what's cool about these baits is that we're so used to Z-Man, and they make some fantastic baits at Elastec, that this is the same material. And I'm going to tell you, they said that Z-Man's about 300 kilograms of pressure. This is like 1,200 kilograms of pressure. And so these crawls are literally unbelievable.
Yeah.
They look like crawls, and you can pull just a pincher so far out and they'll come back. And so they make some worms. Those are tadpoles.
Tadpoles.
And you can drop shot tadpoles.
Shot
You can do a Ned head on these Helgramites in the creeks,
Or
lakes, or even you can go to the lakes, buddy, and catch some good fish on these.
What's the rig that Dustin was telling us about? You hook it through the nose of it with a weightless hook.
Yep.
And then let it drag.
That's right. So you can do, but it's pretty light, right? Because of the material. And then you got these crazy crawls. So a bunch of different colors. So just a little heads up on the Nico baits. We're super excited to have those here. Let's see, Ian.
Kent.
Man, that was crazy. I'm all thrown off
Yeah,
by
I'm
our random
shook.
guest that just showed up. Yes,
We have an
question.
answer.
Hold on.
Maybe?
There's a bunch. Hold on.
Bunch of questions.
Okay.
Wow, awesome. Okay, that's
Is he
not a
having a
question.
stroke?
What lake would you like to see the top 5 fish next year? It's a good question.
Great question.
Reba.
No, come on.
Of course.
Here's the thing that you got to be. That's tough because I just know all the logistics that has to happen to go in to put all that on. And so to hop up at 4 in the morning and have to drive, you don't want to drive 5 hours somewhere. But they do that, and that's part of it. But I just think it'd be hard to drive 4 hours. So I think that they will probably, the first year they cut up a section of Cumberland. You can cut up the Cumberland section in a bunch of different sections, okay?
A million.
So you could go pretty far away from the ramp and do a section. You could go to Green River.
Yeah.
You could go to Barron River. You've got Harrington. That you could cut up a section of. Laurel.
Dale
Hollow. So there's a lot. I think there's a lot of cool places. But if I had to pick one in the
I'd like
fall,
to see Green.
yeah, I'd probably like to see a section of Dale Hollow.
Really?
Yeah, I think going to like Wolf Creek or going to like just fish Illwill or something like that of that nature and have some main lake. I think that'd be cool to have there, right? That'd be a neat place, and it wouldn't be that far drive for there. So I think there's a lot of good options. Once again, in Kentucky, fall is hard.
Yep.
Bradley said that. So yeah, great question.
Montgomery asked that question, by the way.
Sure, great question. That was a really great question.
Yeah.
You said we had a bunch. Is there more?
Yeah, hold on.
Or we had a few more?
I told Stick Jacket.
Yeah.
They are watching. They want to send a picture of Kent to us. I don't know what kind of picture it is. But I said.
Okay, so hey, speaking of, I'm glad you mentioned that. So I mentioned it actually earlier, but I'm thanking you for it. So Pittman Creek Show it's been a long week. So Pittman Creek Show was a couple weeks ago, and by the way, happy birthday to Davina. It was her birthday yesterday. We sent her a big shout out. She's our Pittman Creek rep. But
fantastic.
Anyway, yeah. So we went.
Let's sing. Happy birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños Sati. Feliz cumpleaños Sati. Feliz cumpleaños Sati. Something. Feliz cumpleaños Sati.
Good job. Good job. Okay, good job. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Random.
That was happy birthday in Spanish.
So.
I know.
Good job. Good job.
Thank
Good job.
So Pittman Creek Show, I got to go fish Cherokee Lake in the rain. It's not, let's see, 7 straight hours in the dead pour rain. It was awful.
Sounds like
miserable.
fun.
It was awful. But we had a good day. We had a good time. Had a great time. But more importantly, the Pittman Creek show was pretty awesome. It was really busy, really slammed, and got to see some old friends and stuff. And let me tell you, man, we have got so much stuff coming into this store. I am so excited about. We have blown out the crappie section. It is going to be not 1, but probably 2x of what it is now. So we're super stoked about it. We've got more catfish stuff coming more than ever. We're excited about that. We've got all kinds of deals coming through. Abu Garcia and Pure Fishing and Pittman and Z-Man and Strike King and all these baits, man. We've got so much new stuff coming in, and Zoom. It's just going to be crazy. This place is going to be packed. So we are super excited about getting all this stuff in. Now, when is it going to ship? Who knows, right?
Ask Cody.
I mean, with everything being done, just keep hanging out, man, and keep coming by. And we get stuff in almost every other day, and we're super excited. You know, we just got our spot sticker spinner baits in, which are awesome, which are great spinner baits to catch the small profile spinner baits here in the fall.
Finesse style.
That's right, to catch a bunch of spots. So definitely get ready for those, definitely in the spring as well. So we're super excited about that. But anyway, I want to just segue in that for a second because that was a great show. We had a great time. And thanks, shout out to Pittman Creek for all of that.
Excellent.
Questions?
Rhonda Likens Ford said, great for friendship and recognition of both of our businesses. That's cool. Like 2 businesses together.
It is.
Actually 3.
It is.
So there's 3 businesses.
3 businesses. We got kymedia.net doing our production today. We got Purdy's here.
Plus they're starting another business.
Right. They got, the Cain Pole girls. The, what do we call them? The Barista Bass. Baristas for Bass. We're starting a new hashtag, Baristas for Bass.
They'd be great boat officials.
Bass.
Right?
Bass.
Deer? There is no,
You know how, hey, we need to tell Bradley, they'd be great boat officials.
Boat officials.
Hey,
yes.
Larry Lee says, please tell Ian to stop singing.
Yes, perfect. Good job, Larry. Hey, Larry, prayers for you, buddy. You know, we're always thinking about you. Talked to your daughter today. Always keeping up to date. So prayers are for you. It was good seeing you yesterday. Good conversation. So hope you're feeling better. And I know you got some stuff you got to get done. So wishing you well on that. Miss him around here.
Yeah, I can't wait till he's back up here hanging out again.
Yeah, he likes to give me a hard time. That's for sure.
He's good at it.
I know he is.
He gets in that head of yours.
I know. Thanks. So anyway, we don't need any comments from the producer. Okay.
I'm in control.
Yeah, I know you're in control, but we don't need them.
I can mute your audio.
Thank you.
Hey, you're back.
Okay, I'm back.
I got a meter.
So you know? Okay, good. Awesome. Hey, man, we've approached the end of our show, I think.
Yeah.
It's 8 o'clock. Is there any other questions? It flew by.
Hold on, let me get back on there.
And so we'll get any final questions. Once again, a shout out to Bradley Roy for coming on our show tonight and spending some time driving up here. So really appreciate that.
Stick Jacket Fishing Rod Cover said we shipped out to Pittman Creek. Fall orders today.
Awesome. So that's great.
Fantastic.
So a lot of times the Pittman Creek, you know, and all of our dealers, like they wait on these orders to get shipped to them and then come to us. So a lot of that. But Stick Jackets are great friends of ours, and I can't wait to see that picture. I know what picture he's talking about. We'll put it on the next show. All right. Yeah. So I don't know if he sent it or not, but anyway, we'll put it on the next show. Anyway, thanks to Lewis Veterinary. Thanks to the Paddy Wagon. Big special thanks to Purdy's Coffee for stopping by and bringing their baristas over to crash
They're
our...
like ninjas.
They are like...
Dropped out from the ceiling.
Cobra Kai.
Bass Ninjas.
Barista
Bass Ninjas.
Barista Bass. Hey, so like
Something.
they can dress in bass.
Bass outfits. Yes. That's right.
Could I have the
That's
bass
right.
sleepers on
Throwing
and
out
everything?
granola. Maybe we should have them on the boat this year for the Christmas parade.
Oh, dude, we should.
What do you think about that?
But I don't. They're going to have like a Christmas show drive.
Actually, by the way, that's right. So we don't even have to move.
You don't have
we
to
just
move.
sit there, and then they drive by.
That's right.
And they can be on the boat, right?
Right.
So yes, we gonna.
We can broadcast our boat live on Facebook.
We could
Live.
the whole time.
Reverse camera.
Well, that's right.
Everybody go by.
So
I did.
now, right now, I'm going to tell you right now,
On the spot.
we are going to have
The Barista Girls.
the Barista Girls
Barista Master. Yay! Look out there.
at the Christmas parade.
Come on, get out there. Get out
Right.
there. Hey.
Oh my Lord. We will have them serving because last year
We
Purdy's
did.
Coffee gave us
Hot chocolate.
hot chocolate and coffee for
And it
the
was
entire trip
Fantastic.
for all of the groups. So we will do that same thing again, and we will have them on the show. So we're super stoked about that, right? And that'll be crazy. It'll be the drive. It's the Christmas parade in reverse. So
they
we sit there,
come to
they
us.
drive around.
Where do we park?
They'll figure that out, buddy.
We'll figure
I
it
don't
out.
know. We'll figure it out. We'll put the boat. We got to light up the boat. We'll have to do it all over again this
It'll
year.
be fun.
be
Bigger
long.
and better.
But the boat doesn't have to move.
The boat doesn't move. That's
So
the best part.
We'll do a reverse parade.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll set up.
That's right.
We'll have everything in the boat,
Yeah,
and we'll tape everybody going by the boat.
that's right. Hey, one other thing I wanted to mention that we
tell us
got in. This is Cain Pole hand sanitizer by Nail Clean. The reason why I like this so well is first off, a lot of that hand sanitizer makes your hands like super smelly and dry, and it's got alcohol in it. This does not, and I'm going to tell you what's cool
It's
about
like
this.
an odor remover.
Okay, it actually removes it. So think about you're on the boat, you grab your garlic, you grab something else, you grab like chips or whatever, and then you got that smell. And I know a lot of people even wear plastic gloves when they put on suntan lotion, lotion or protectant or whatever. And so they'll clean off their hands again. They'll put on plastic gloves just so they don't get that on their baits. So this is awesome, man. It smells like nothing. It's great. And so definitely come by and pick yourself up a bottle of this hand sanitizer. It's pretty awesome. It's at the counter, so forth. So anyway, with that being said, thanks to everybody. Thanks once again to the Purdy's Girls. Ian, good luck coming up. We'll see you in a couple
Good luck
weeks.
Saturday.
Thank you. I'm fishing the Fishing for Mission Saturday, and then I'm
working.
I am off to Cherokee Lake on Sunday.
See you about.
My older brother and my younger brother, I'm in the middle, so that should tell you a lot. I'm right in the middle.
The three amigos.
The three amigos
He was barely
are
growing
Get
up.
video. Get video.
hopping in an RV and taking our truck and boat and heading down to Cherokee Lake for 5 days, 6 days for a little brother
Hopefully
trip.
it doesn't rain
So
the whole time.
we are super excited about that. If it does, we'll still fish in the rain. We
Get
don't
video.
care.
Please. get
Right?
video.
Listen, I bought a YOLO Tech, which is, by the way,
What is that?
I'll explain it really quick. So in our bass boat, in the very back, you typically have a plug-in for your back light. So when we're in the morning, we blast off. You got your, two lights up front, and then you have your backlight. So with the backlight on, once you can remove that, safely remove it, you pull it out. They have a YOLO Tech that actually plugs into that same socket and has 2 USBs on it, and I plug my GoPro in, and then you can loop it. And I just learned on my GoPro 7 that you could tell it to loop every 5 minutes. So then it keeps that space saved. And so when I catch a fish, I just say stop recording, and then it stops. And when I restart it, and then it loops over itself again, so you get all this footage. So I learned some tricks, so I'm excited to use that over the next 5 days and record a bunch of stuff. So yeah.
That'd be cool.
Here we are. Hey, any more questions? Anything else going
I
on?
think that is it that I see. That everybody said the show was awesome. Keep it up. Thanks.
Hey guys, thanks again for tuning in. Much appreciated. Thanks for all our visitors. We'll be back in 2 weeks to do another show and another episode. We'll have all kinds of good info and video, I hope, for that. So thanks again for tuning in. Have a great couple weeks. Have a great weekend. Stay safe.
We need a saying at the end.
See you, bye.
All right, yep. We'll figure it out.
See you, bye.
There he is. There he is. That's what I'm talking about. Kiss it. There you go. See, nice. Nice. Monster. Look at that bad boy. Look at that tough one. Look at that. Yes, look at that. Nice. Look at that. It's another show. Welcome to the Cane Pole Fishing Show. The Cane Pole Fishing Show is brought to you by Lewis Veterinary Downtown Clinic, Purdy's Coffee, Big Hill and Downtown, and the Paddy Wagon Irish Pub. Enjoy the show. Okay, you see this place? This place here. It's the Cane Pole, the place you should be getting all of your bait and tackle. The latest in fishing technology, lures, reels, rods, line, and of course, bait. Crickets, shiners, goldfish, frozen bait, and worms of all kinds. Too much to mention it all. Check out the Cane Pole on Facebook, or come on by and let us show you how to catch more fish, because catching fish is fun. The Cane Pole in Southern Hills Plaza, Richmond, KY.